Hello, this is day 4 of the Write It series for Black History Month at blacksandperiodfilms.com, and I am Erica. Today, our picture was motivated by an article that I read online. Our picture is of little Roland, who is 11 years old. He's a newsboy, and he lived in Newark, New Jersey. This photo was taken August 1st, 1924. And you can see there he is with his newspaper. He looks very happy. He's a cute little boy. And I was motivated by this article that I saw on Twitter the other day. They were interviewing the director of the newest Newsie musical. And so, as you see from the picture on the right, there are now girl Newsies. Before they had a female character, but none of the Newsie characters were girls. So he said he was inspired to add girls to the cast because he had done some research. He saw some pictures in the Library of Congress database, and that confirmed to him that there were female newsies. Newsies were young people that sold newspapers. You know, the typical extra, extra, read all about it. Those kids that would call out that there were newspapers for sale. And he saw pictures, and that motivated him to cast this musical differently. So, in the same way, when I saw this article and read his interview, I was interested, and I'll have this interview linked down below for you if you want to read the whole entire interview. I was interested to see how many black newsies, if I can see any pictures of black newsies. Now, the interesting thing to note is that in the 1992 film, there was a black character played by R.V. Lowe Jr. He played the character named Boots, and he was in a 1992 film. So while a character like this already exists on film, it would be interesting to expand his role and make him the lead of his own story in a movie only about him, not about the entire workforce of young newspaper sellers going on strike. It would be interesting to see him sell newspapers because we know African American newsies were a common thing. The leftmost picture is of two little boys in 1912. One's 11, the other is 6, and they're on their newspaper route. And this picture was also taken in Newark, New Jersey. So if we're going to do a story, I think it taken place, you know, 1912, around 1912. It'll be interesting if we put it in Newark because we have so much photographic evidence of little boys selling newspapers in Newark, New Jersey. Then the second picture um, is possibly St. Louis in 1913. And then we have a last picture. We have a little boy, which what I'm just assuming, and this is a big assumption, but I'm assuming it's his father. And they're selling newspapers together. Now, the little sack he has on, it looks like it says, well, actually, I know from the what the picture was titled when I found it, thanks to Getty Images, but it says Afro American newspaper. So that's what his sack says, Afro American newspaper. So we know at least that in the third picture, they're selling newspapers that were written, edited, and printed by African Americans. And so I just included a few pictures of newspapers that were ran by African Americans. Two of these newspapers were ran by Frederick Douglass, but there were so many Black American newspapers, vintage newspapers, that you can find online. It's very interesting. And so, a film about little newsies, and then about on a deeper level, the Negro press or the Black press at that time would be very interesting. And we can go as far back as an Edwardian film taking place in 1912 because we have photographic evidence that those people were there and existed. Roland was 11 years old when he was selling newspapers in Newark, New Jersey, in 1924. He existed. He was a real life, living, breathing person, and he deserves a story. I would watch his story. So if you think he deserves a story, you should go out and write it.